Although the New York Knicks might use Carmelo Anthony as a power forward, the free agent doesn't seem to mesh well with the team. Anthony played 69 games with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2021 to 2022, but has yet to participate in the NBA this year. But it appears like the Knicks will do everything in their power not to bring him back. But why? Let's take a look. First up, the Knicks apparently have zero interest in getting Carmelo Anthony back. Due to a damaged knee, Obi Toppin will sadly be out for weeks for the Knicks. In 25 games, the reigning All-Star Weekend Slam Dunk Contest champion has contributed 7.7 points for the Knicks as a reserve, which is a great loss for the team, especially now. Also, New York is a touch understaffed at the 4 without him. Because of this, it was thought that they might re-sign free agent Carmelo Anthony as a result, according to the rumors that have arisen. But it is pretty clear now that they do not want to take that route. Anthony still has some basketball left in him, and after agreeing to play on the Trailblazers bench, he has suited up well in Portland and Los Angeles over the past 2 seasons. He was well liked by his teammates in the locker room and had a respectable average of 13.3 points and 4.2 rebounds for the Lakers last season. His defense, though, is a problem. A younger athlete with greater long-term potential may be sought after by teams for that money rather than just a veteran. Kyle Kuzma has been mentioned in connection with the Knicks' ongoing search for an upgrade at the 4. You never know. The Knicks could put together a package with some type of combination between Toppin, Cam Reddish, Emmanuel Quickley, and picks if the Wizards trade Kuzma, which is still a huge question mark. However, since Kuzma is thought to opt out of the $13 million he is meant to receive next season and become a free agent, the Wizards need to get something back for him if they can't keep him. If Kuzma wants to move to New York and they can keep him, they will have to offer him a contract comparable to Brunson's. 4 years, at least $100 million to retain him. And ouch, that would be a huge dent in their budget. Now, will we see Anthony back with the Knicks? We highly doubt it. In other sad NBA news, iconic head coach Paul Silas has died. Longtime legendary NBA player and head coach Paul Silas has recently passed away at 79. The Rockets organization sent a statement on December 11th confirming initial reports of Silas's demise and offering condolences to his family. Stephen Silas, aka the head coach of the Rockets, is the son of Paul Silas and began his coaching career as a coach's assistant. Now, back in the 1964 NBA draft, the St. Louis Hawks selected Silas 12th overall. He had a 16-year NBA career with 5 different teams. Pretty impressive. A 6'7" forward for the Celtics, Silas was selected for 5 all-defensive teams, appeared in 2 All-Star games, and captured 3 NBA championships. Following his retirement in 1980, Silas started his coaching career as the San Diego Clippers head coach, a position he held for a total of 3 seasons, before taking over as the official head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. He then returned to coaching as just an assistant with the Nets in 1988 and held a number of assistant positions. Following this, before the Hornets' relocation to New Orleans in the 2002-03 season, Silas guided Charlotte to the NBA playoff second round in both of his 3 full seasons as team president. But the team then fired him after the New Orleans Hornets were officially eliminated in the opening round of the 2003 season NBA playoffs and then hired by the Cavaliers, who had the top selection in the draft. Back in Charlotte, Silas spent his final season and a half as the head coach of the then Bobcats before joining the organization as an advisor. Many former and current NBA players, authors, and clubs have paid tribute to Silas, a famous player, coach, and person on social media. As you can see, he had a very full career as both a player and a coach and will be missed dearly by so many. Next up, NBA player Zion Williamson has been hit with an unwritten rule, but which one? Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans ignited a push and shove incident after his team's 128-117 victory over the Phoenix Suns with a breathtaking 360 windmill dunk with 0.1 seconds remaining in the game. Williamson had a sizable Instagram following during his time in high school, where he displayed his extraordinary talent, which of course included impressive dunks. However, it seems he broke one of the NBA's unwritten rules by doing it while the game was still in progress, which led to a brawl at the game's conclusion. Even casual NBA fans understand that when a game is already won, players don't perform flashy dunks or attempt late threes unless they want to make a point or garner attention. And it appears Zion also wanted to emphasize a point. With 18 seconds left, his colleague, Larry Nance, scored a layup to give the Pelicans a 9-point lead and make the Suns look foolish. Williamson blasted the monstrous slam even though the game was ended, dividing the NBA. As both sides came together for some shoving and pushing, Suns star Chris Paul let the Pelicans bench know how he felt. Now, even though they are scheduled to play again on Monday, the teams already have a rivalry. With a record of 17-8, the Pelicans lead the Western Conference ahead of the Grizzlies 17-9 and Suns 16-10. But New Orleans still remembers who eliminated them from the previous season. Williamson's broken foot kept him out of the playoffs the previous year. After the Bulls' last-second victory, the NBA fined Trae Young $25,000 for throwing the ball into the crowd. Now, Young had a good cause to rejoice over the victory. He made the winning shot with 0.1 seconds left in the game, tied 119-119. DeMar DeRozan was fouled while attempting a game-winning three when the outcome was on the line. With less than a second left, he made all three of his free throw attempts, giving the Bulls a much-needed 122-121 lead. The Hawks then had one final opportunity to win the match. Atlanta could inbound the ball on Chicago's side of the court after calling a timeout. AJ Griffin received flawless inbounds pass from Jalen Johnson below the rim, and Griffin quickly pivoted and delivered the ball before time ran out. The shot successfully gave the Hawks an unlikely 123-122 victory. Young was directly underneath the basket when the ball went through the hoop. He grabbed the ball out of the air and threw it before it hit the ground, and it went straight into the stands. Young apologized in jest to the Hawks fans that got a chance to touch the game-winning ball. In a tweet, "Can't celebrate anything anymore" was used to close the tweet. But imagine instead of anything, he used a worse word. Young will receive well over $37 million from the Hawks this season, so the fine shouldn't affect him too much. He might want to think the next time again and leave the ball alone. And finally, in further sad news, Grant Wahl, a popular journalist, has died unexpectedly. Grant Wahl, an American journalist who died unexpectedly in Qatar while covering the World Cup, was not just a football expert, but also a brilliant basketball thinker who helped launch the careers of several of the NBA's top names. Beginning in 1996, Wahl wrote for Sports Illustrated for more than 20 years, focusing primarily on football, but also frequently covering college basketball. The nation's perceptions of sports stars were significantly shaped by Sports Illustrated, by far the largest sports journal in the United States. NBA champions and all-stars are abundant on the list of athletes that Wahl met and wrote about either in college or high school, including Steph Curry, John Wall, Kevin Durant, Kevin Love, Al Horford, James Harden, and more. However, the incident that most likely impacted the modern NBA occurred in 2002, when LeBron James, then a junior in high school, was prominently featured on the Sports Illustrated cover with the strong headline, "The Chosen One." LeBron James was 17 years old when Wahl first met him, and like everyone else who watched him in those early years, Wahl recognized his exceptional talent, but he also recalls the young gun's innocence and practicality. LeBron and other high school pals once traveled 45 minutes in a car driven by Wahl to Cleveland to watch Michael Jordan play the Cavaliers. The Sports Illustrated cover thrust James straight into the public eye and essentially made him the superstar he is today. Now, the magazine normally sells over 3.2 million copies per week. Before Wahl took a chance with LeBron, Sports Illustrated has staked a lot on promising high school athletes. Some failed while others had succeeded, like Kevin Garnett in 1995. Nonetheless, a junior in high school on the cover? As dangerous as it gets. Additionally, Wahl always treated the athletes he interviewed with great love and care because of his exceptional talent for revealing the human being hidden behind the on-court stardom. Before focusing entirely on the development of American football, football, Wall continued to write about college basketball. For this project, he covered the rise of the US men's team, the all-conquering women's team, the emergence of the MLS competition, and the writing of a best-selling book on David Beckham. LeBron James expressed his sorrow at Grant's demise, saying, "I'm very fond of Grant and having that cover shot, me being a teenager and him covering that. It was a pretty cool thing, and he was always pretty cool to be around." Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.